If you've ever woken up tired of your own excuses, this one's for you. I used to open my eyes already losing. The alarm would glow 6:30 a.m. And before I could even sit up, my thumb had already found the screen. Instagram, notifications, another highlight reel of someone else's life. And I tell myself, just 5 minutes. But 5 minutes turned into 48. 48 into a wasted morning. And by the time I stood up, the sun was already higher than my motivation. You know that feeling, right? That quiet guilt before the day even begins. You don't even need anyone to remind you you're falling behind. Your reflection does that for you. I whisper to myself, tomorrow I'll start. But tomorrow became next week. And next week became never. You're not lazy. You're just hypnotized by comfort. It's not weakness. It's wiring. You've trained your brain to crave instant peace instead of long-term power. So here's your first pattern break. You don't need more motivation. You need momentum. Be honest. How many mornings have you promised yourself tomorrow? Then ask yourself, when was the last time you actually kept that promise?
Every single one of us lives in a cycle, a loop between hope and hesitation. We tell ourselves stories like, I almost did it. I was so close. I'll try again next month. But almost doesn't change your life. It just keeps you comfortably close to greatness, but never inside it. I remember one night, 2:13 a.m., my journal was open, blank. I wrote 3 words, start tomorrow morning. I stared at them for 5 minutes, closed the book, and scrolled instead. You know what that is? It's not failure. It's fear disguised as rest. The truth is brutal. You don't fear the grind. You fear the version of yourself that might actually succeed, because that version leaves no excuses. You've made peace with your limits. That's why you don't break them anymore. Comfort isn't peace. It's quiet surrender. And I'm not saying this as someone above it. I'm saying this as someone who lived there for years. Until one day, I decided to make one tiny decision differently. Instead of saying, I'll start, I whispered, I just did. What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't?
You don't need more discipline. You need fewer decisions.
Every morning I tell myself, I'll work out later. Later never came. Because every later is a vote for your comfort zone. Discipline isn't about strength, it's about structure. It's not about doing what's hard, it's about making what's right automatic. One day, I stopped negotiating with my mind. I didn't decide to work out. It was non-negotiable. No debate, no delay. Just the shoes, the mat, the sweat. And something changed. Not because I became stronger, but because I stopped giving myself options. If your phone wins the first hour of your day, you've already lost. What if tomorrow morning, instead of saying, I'll try, you said, watch me?
You think you're distracted because you lack focus.
Wrong. You're distracted because you've been trained to be. Every scroll, every notification, it's not an accident. It's architecture. Billions of dollars spent studying how to keep your brain addicted to small dopamine hits. The average person touches their phone 2,617 times a day. Imagine what would happen if even 200 of those touches built you instead of draining you. I used to blame myself for not being consistent. Then I realized, consistency isn't natural anymore. It's rebellion. Every time you choose to read, to move, to focus, you're rebelling against an entire system built to make you passive. So next time you feel like giving up, remember, you're not fighting laziness, you're fighting algorithms. So tell me, are you still going to scroll, or are you finally going to build?
Big goals destroy more dreams than failure ever did. Because you look at the mountain, not the first step. Start small, ridiculously small. Write 1 page, run 1 minute, read 2 paragraphs. Don't chase intensity, chase consistency. I remember my first push-up streak,
10 days straight. It wasn't about muscles, it was about proof. Proof that I could keep a promise to myself. That's all success really is. The number of promises you keep to yourself. And the crazy thing? The world starts to believe in you only after you do. What's one small thing you've been avoiding that if you did it right now would shift your entire energy? Every scroll, every thought, every action, you're training the algorithm called you. If you consume chaos, you'll crave it. If you feed your focus, you'll find it. Your brain isn't broken, it's programmable. You are the coder. You are the code. I started replacing the 10 minutes of scrolling with 10 minutes of silence. Then I began noticing things again. My breath, my thoughts, my hunger to do. It's wild how loud your purpose sounds when the noise finally stops. Truth bomb. You don't need a new morning routine. You need a new identity. Because habits don't change until you do. Rehook. Who are you training yourself to become today? The dreamer or the doer? Go stand in front of the mirror. Really look. Not at the reflection, but at the weight of promises unkept. That's not someone weak. That's someone waiting. Waiting to finally believe that effort is worth it. Waiting to remember that pride feels better than comfort ever could. I remember looking at myself one night, exhausted, broke, numb. And for the first time, I didn't say I'll fix it. I said I'm done lying. That's where transformation begins. Not in motivation, but in honesty. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and actually felt proud? Here's the truth. No one's coming to save you. No perfect day, no sudden motivation, no magical restart. Excuses are just stories that sound wise enough to keep you comfortable. You'll say, I'm tired, I'm busy. I'll start when things calm down, but they never do. And every day you wait, your potential dies a little quieter. You are running out of laters. If you don't use pain as fuel, it becomes poison. So what's it gonna be? Another story or your first real start? It doesn't happen in one big cinematic moment. It's quiet, subtle, invisible. One day, you just notice that you didn't quit when you usually do. You didn't hit snooze. You didn't reach for the phone. You moved. And that's it. That's your breakthrough. It's not when life gets easier, it's when you stop asking for it to be. What if your breakthrough isn't ahead of you, but happening right now, quietly, while you're still watching this? You've heard enough. Now don't comment, I needed this. Don't like it, don't share it. Close this video and go do the thing. Then come back when you've earned the right to say, this time, I meant it. Because this isn't a motivational video. It's a mirror. And you're the reflection that still has time to change. When you return, I hope it's as the version of you who finally did.